great.
All right. You also recorded Elvis Presley's All Shook Up. I bring that up because, as I mentioned at the top, is it true that you once turned down a date with Elvis? Could you tell us that story?
Wasn't a date, but Elvis has been sat on my shoulder spiritually since the age of 5.5. And there are things that have happened in my life that you cannot invent. Okay. If I got to tell you the whole thing now that you asked, you can edit it how you like, but it's important that you hear the whole thing. 5.5, watching the Ed Sullivan Show as much. I don't know how old you are, but this was a Sunday night entertainment for every American family. Variety show. Everybody sat down at 8 o'clock and watched it. So I'm 5.5, 5 kids in the family. At the end of the show, he always brought out something for the kids. He said something for the youngsters. Elvis comes on. Don't be cruel. I'm 5.5. My elder sister, by 9 years, 14.5. So she starts screaming. And me being so young, I looked at her and I went, "What? What's the matter with you?" Then I turned and looked in the TV and went in. And little light bulb, I am going to do that. True story. Okay. Next, I have to tell you all the little things, and I'll get to that one. I was 18, been in the band since 14. We were in a hotel somewhere. On comes the comeback special. Watched it and decided leather was my image. Then we come to 1973, making my first album. And Mike knows what a big Elvis fan I am. And we cover All Shook Up. Okay, then 1974, that record is released in America, gets in the lower end of the charts. I'm in Memphis doing a tour, and the phone rings, and it's Elvis's people initially. Picked up the phone in the hotel room. They said, "Oh, this is so-and-so, and so we have Elvis Presley for you." Excuse me, talk about All Shook Up. And he said, "I heard your version of All Shook Up, and I think it's the best since my own. And I'd like to invite you to Graceland while you're here."
Wow.
And I said, "I'm very busy."
Wow.
I know, not because I was scared, because I thought it wasn't the right time yet.
Okay.
Not quite right.
You were very self-aware even at that young age.
Yeah, I just got to run you through these. So then we're in 1977. I fly from Japan to LA, and I audition by request for the part in Happy Days. La Tuscadero is called, of course. What could be better than me? I did the reading, met the director, met the Fonz, da-da-da. They said, "Okay, go back to your room and we have to discuss you and we'll call you in your hotel room." So I'm in the hotel room and I'm waiting for the phone to ring. I turn on the TV. The phone rings. "We don't just want you for this 2-part episode. We want you for 15 episodes. I went, wow. So as I'm being excited, the TV goes, "Newsflash, the king has died."
Oh, man.
No, you can't write this stuff. So then, okay, so that's that. So I'm happy, sad. Then I go back about 3 months later to film my first episodes of Happy Days. And the director brings over a guy. He said, "Suzi, say hello to Nudie. He's going to be making your clothes for the show." I went, "Great, Elvis's personal tailor." No, you can't write this stuff. Then I heard from Elvis's last girlfriend that he used to go to Rodney Bingenheimer's, what was it called? English Disco. And they go to the VIP room at the top. And Rodney Bingenheimer was a huge fan, and he played nothing but my music. And Elvis used to sit there and stare at my poster and listen. So this is crazy. Then finally, the final thing is I wrote a tribute to him. You can Google it, called "Singing with Angels." It's now recorded by lots of Elvis impersonators. It's played at funerals, and it's become a cult hit. I wrote this song, sent it to James Burton and Ray Walker from the Jordanaires. At first, they were against even the idea. Then they heard the song, and they said, "Book the session." So I booked it, and I recorded it with all his people in Nashville.
Wow.
This song, tribute, you've got to hear it. There's a video to it, too. And the very last one is we were there doing the session with James Burton and the real Jordanaires. Even the guy, Stokes, he got out of he had had a mild heart attack, and he got out of his hospital bed to come to the session to do this song. Amazing. And I was playing James Burton, part of my new album, and he was listening to it on headphones. We're taking a break recording Singing with Angels, which is what it's called. It's my tribute to the King. And I'd taken a little break. And he's listening to my stuff. And he took the headphones off and he said, this is my final Elvis thing. He said, Suzi, you have what Elvis had. I went, pardon? I knew you could have knocked me down with the feather. I said, pardon? What do you mean? He said, well, the only way I can explain it is this. Whatever you do is you.